Welcome to Coworking Insights Podcast. Coworking Insights. We're going to give you data in little bites.
Welcome back, everybody, to our second edition of the Coworking Insights podcast. I'm Sam Marks, and I'm here with the wonderful Alex Nikolic. Alex, how you doing?
Hi, it's pronounced Nikolic. Everybody's mixing this up, but thank you for the intro. I'm doing great. I'm in this co-working space where I'm generally working, and I'm super excited to be on the podcast today.
Can you say all of that in Romanian, too? Because I also just heard you speak Romanian. I thought it was really cool.
Bună seara tuturor.
Isn't that that's just an awesome sounding language? I didn't know. I knew you were Romanian, but I didn't know. I don't know why. I guess I've never heard you speak Romanian. But anyways, that aside, on the second edition, what we're going to be talking about, Alex, as you know, is we're going to have some takeaways from our recent global price index that we just published last week, and some really interesting findings. And I thought, just to give us some background on the first episode, we had a couple takeaways. We're going to talk about a lot more of the data in this edition, which I think everyone's going to find pretty fascinating. And just to give it kind of a grounding and a starting point, we're just going to repeat what the global desk price averages were in 2018 to 2019. So we're talking over 10,000 co-working spaces. And just to repeat the data on the last episode, the current price, average price of a hot desk per month is $187, and that's down from $205 last year. And Alex, I thought you could just jump in and talk a little bit about what you're seeing in Bucharest, also a booming co-working industry there.
So Bucharest has changed a lot in the last 2 years. There were 17 spaces in 2018, and whereas right now there are 27. And the price has changed from 147 last year to 136 in 2019, which I think it's a really big change because there are 10 more spaces that were added to the co-working ecosystem in this city. And this kind of shows a lot of involvement and a lot of more requests in, as well as entrepreneurship development, which I think it's amazing.
And you were always talking about Bucharest, how it's booming there. Like, what are you seeing in the own co-working space that you're working out of now?
I'm seeing a lot of entrepreneurs, like the co-working space I'm working from. They have 2 locations at the moment. One of them is a bit more corporate, where there are a lot of offices and people work in teams, whereas here people are a little bit more independent, freelancers, entrepreneurs, and so on. But everybody seems to be wanting to work from a co-working space because they're either sick of normal offices or they just want to hang out with cool people that can help them grow. Something that I've noticed recently is that before there were a lot of smaller co-working spaces, whereas the average price was a lot lower, around $100 in the last 3 to 4 years. Whereas in the last 2 years, a lot of big chains have opened up locations in Bucharest, such as Mindspace or Spaces. WeWork is not here yet, but probably they're going to open up a space as well. And I think this has impacted a lot the price on a hot desk in this city specifically. And I haven't really seen this trend in other cities around Europe, but here specifically, because the entrepreneurship ecosystem is growing, I'm seeing a lot more chains trying to fit the needs of the local community here.
Well, I'll jump in with some data on Barcelona. Pleased to announce that we're planning to open an office in Barcelona starting May 1st. Wonderful city. I think it's also a great city for business. A lot of startups and entrepreneurs moving there. Of course, lifestyle, but also a fantastic business network that's emerging there. And one of the biggest co-working cities in Europe, now 102 different co-working spaces. And I thought it was interesting. I actually looked at the price difference in 2018 to 2019. And it moved a grand total of $1. So it moved from $175 down to $174 last year. And that's actually slightly under the global average of $187. And I think it's tremendous value there. Obviously a great city and some really awesome co-working spaces with incredible views and really interesting buildings. So I thought that was interesting that of all the cities that we've compared, that was one of the few cities that really had almost no movement year over year, even though the co-working space industry and a number of spaces has really exploded in just the last 12 months. So Alex, I thought we could go into a couple more of the key takeaways from the report and share a little bit of data we think would be interesting with everyone listening out there. Maybe you could jump in with just kind of a breakdown of Continental price averages, where they stand right now.
So we've worked really hard to see and understand the trends around the world, to see how some continents and cities and countries perform better than others. And I've seen Oceania, so basically Australia and Oceania. So for the continental monthly average hot desk prices, we start with Oceania. That is $273 in 2019, followed by North America, $243, and Europe, $206. So if you want to learn more, I'll let you discover in the report that we've created.
Ooh, so it goes Oceania, which is basically Australia, New Zealand, followed by North America, followed by Europe. All right, give us number 4.
Okay. It's Central America with $180.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So you can find out more of that on Coworking Insights. And I'm going to quickly reveal the most expensive country in the world because I think a lot of people are interested in that. And Alex, I know you already know this, so I'll just go ahead and say it. Switzerland, ding, 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 with a whopping $358 average per desk, which is quite high. Obviously, Switzerland, a high-quality place. And Alex, you want to reveal the most expensive city in the world in 2019?
It's actually Zurich.
It's
actually Zurich.
So
yes.
Switzerland's got the most expensive country and the most expensive city in the world. And Zurich at a $421 per hot desk. I guess we're not moving there anytime soon, are we, Alex?
I don't think so, but it's very interesting because we only have like 10 spaces to choose from.
Right.
So.
Well, they're just beautiful spaces. I'm going to leave it at that. So obviously there's some other interesting and expensive cities in the world, New York, London. But again, you can find all this in the desk price index. We also have some of this data published for free on coworkinginsights.com. You can go to the homepage or check out any of our little articles. But I really had fun putting this together with you, Alex. You did great work on it. Any other key takeaways that you want to share before we cut off this episode?
I think to be able to have an overall understanding on how the co-working industry is evolving, you need to read this report. And not just because we worked so hard on it, but actually because it has great insights on the industry. And I'm just going to leave it as that.
Sounds good. Well, you guys can check it out, coworkinginsights.com/reports. And feel free to email us if you have any specific data queries that you think would be interesting for this episode or that you just have. We're happy to share is whatever we can drum up for you. But just to put into quick summary, a couple of the locations that we specifically addressed in this episode. Bucharest, now up to 27 spaces, up from 17 in 2018, where the average desk price is now $136. Barcelona, where we'll be opening an office, the average desk price is $175, up to a whopping 102 spaces there. And the Continental desk price leader right now in terms of price, Oceania, that's Australia and New Zealand. Going down into second place, North America, third place, Europe, and fourth place, Central America. So interesting data. Alex, thanks for coming on the show and sharing it with us. And look forward to more at Coworking Insights and our next week's podcast.
Likewise. See you guys.
Thank you for listening to the Coworking Insights podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode and more.